I mean, nobody can argue that knights aren't strong, but if you don't have any rooks, how are you going to checkmate somebody?
Right.
It's
right.
that
You
kind of
definitely are making your own life more difficult
Yep.
for yourself. So I'm excited to see what happens this game. I'm sure that Shorter Ace, in classic fashion, is going to try to get into the opponent's side and try to do some damage. Now here, right from the start of the game, the level 1 will be very important in dictating the pace of the match. With somebody like a Lee Sin jungle against something like a Vi jungle.
Immediate pause.
We're going to have to see what happens. Who decides to go aggressive, or if they maybe decide to both play it safe.
Lately, early game invades have fallen off popularity. Is the level 1.
Right.
Mainly because, especially now, well, they are planning to tackle that with the trinket cooldown increase. Or
Right.
the starting time warm-up increase. But we'll see.
Oh, it looks like they're pinging. And
Well, there's always a lot of pinging.
it looks like Super Hot Crew is planning to go into that bush on the bottom side of the river. They might be looking to try to catch TBD if they try to invade. I think TBD is going to get there first, though, as a team. Shyvana's lagging behind a little bit, and they will get into the bush. This could be really dangerous. Let's see if they see... Oh, they see the Kazan! In he goes!
Lee Sin definitely diving in there. They do manage to hook Ezreal, but Lee Sin easily falls to the Combined Assault. And with the Ignite on Shyvana, it looks like Caitlyn's going to get her.
Good trade for Super Hot Crew, and one more kill at the end. And wow,
Super Hot Crew with a dominating level 1.
I can't stress how important it was that Shorter Ace was in that little patch below the banana bush at that dragon pit, because he came from behind and just vault breaker Lee Sin, and Lee Sin lost so much health.
Yeah,
Shyvana with a flash all in to finish off that kill, and now we see the scoreline at 1-3. Big plays coming out right.
Also, very important for the early laning phase that we're going to be seeing here, Caitlyn's flash is down. She does have barrier, but with Thresh's exhaust down as well in comparison. And he does also have both of her summoners down, but Ez has both of his up, so he is safe. He's guaranteed a safe and easy first 3 levels of laning, so long as nothing haywire happens. Because he has the summoner mechanical advantage in the summoners being up.
Now here is something important to look at. Xingyi, the Shyvana, actually has no more summoners left. And against the Renekton lane early, Renekton holds onto his flash. Meanwhile, you have a Lee Sin jungle. If they go in for a gank top, if Xingyi is not careful, he could end up being picked off here. Alternatively, in the mid lane, we see that Kassadin holds his own flash against Ryze without any summoners. So that is where,
like we were saying earlier, the lack of an escape mechanic, especially combined with even not having flash, it's going to be even harder for him to survive in lane.
Let's see if these teams capitalize on that fact. You can bet that they've kept track of summoners, because that's a super important part of level 1 play. You really are looking to push down summoners so that you can extend your lead later on in the game.
Oh, bit of trading going on top. I'm interested that Thresh still picked up the Doran's Shield post Doran's Shield nerf. It's still good.
Yes.
Let no one make that mistake. It is still good. It's just not quite as mind-blowingly overpowered as it was. The 10 HP per 5 was pretty ridiculous.
This could be a bad situation for the Shyvana. The Lee Sin on TBD had started red, so he is now top side of the map. If he decides to go in and dive the Shyvana, she has no summoner spells, and she's quite low. So let's see what the Lee Sin decides to do. It looks like he's heading towards mid. Oh,
we actually see Lee Sin going in for Cass, and they do get a bit of damage, but it's not going to lead to a conclusive gank.
Oh,
baiting in the Renekton, but he's not. He doesn't like it.
Is he waiting for Lee Sin? This could be a really good call by Shorter Ace. Wow, Shorter Ace really good.
Let's see what's going on there top.
Oh, and he does connect. Good start for Shorter Ace. He's going to win this trade, but Renekton
Wow, so much more damage coming out from Vi there with the percentage damage, especially with the E there attacking out a bunch.
And that's the issue. Xingyi got so low and didn't have summoners, he actually couldn't help the Vi when Renekton came down to help Lee Sin.
Whoa, we actually see a kill for Ryze.
Nicely done.
You know, Ryze not super strong early game, but definitely stronger than Kassadin.
Yes.
And it's that kind of early game kill that might see the Ryze snowball start pretty early.
And Kassadin even spent flash on that, so that's a bad situation for Yuyi in the mid lane.
So he's not going to have flash around the level 5 level point right before he hits his ult. It's going to be a great timing for Lee Sin to come in.
Yes. And currently the game is looking to be a little more even. The early game going in favor of Super Hot Crew, but now it seems like TBD is doing very well in the laning phase. Bot lane has really yet to see some action, but I'm sure as Dragon Time gets a little bit closer, you can guarantee that those junglers will be focusing their attention on that.
There was, with the beginning of Season 4, there was a goal change towards early game, like the level 1 river battles, where you saw those kills being significantly less worthy. So even though they did lose in a 3-1 in that battle, it wasn't as highly weighted as we're going to see these lane advantages with.
Definitely.
Huh? Okay.
She continue to be chunked down in lane, having a hard time in that top lane, especially against a Renekton. And this is exactly what we talked about. Renekton is so strong early, and if he keeps Shyvana down long enough, Shyvana is going to have a hard time transitioning into late game.
We actually see Vi coming down through blue side jungle, coming up, probably trying to cycle around Ryze, or even just looking for Lee Sin. Lee Sin also looking to come through the try here.
Oh, good hook.
Does manage to hook the Annie, and here comes Lee Sin from around the corner.
The lantern
this should easily be a confirmed kill on Annie, especially with Lee Sin's help.
No flash on the Annie. Here comes a teleport by the Kassadin right in the back. Gets onto the threat.
Ezreal's going to be able to output a huge amount of damage here, but Kassadin does take quite a bit. Oh, I got you, James. Hold on.
And, geez, the Ezreal had a lot of ability to push into that counter. It looks like Vi is getting down low. She doesn't have the flash. Nice fall breaker to the back of Caitlyn. Gets that kill. Ezreal gonna spend his flash to get out of that situation. He does not have barrier.
Does manage to slip out.
And really, we saw the early game really hurting Super Hot Crew there. The people who had their summoners down were the ones that were pressured, and then the ones that had their summoners up, like Kassadin, ended up having to waste it. Xingyi now fighting back.
That was a pretty good trade for him. He managed to even out that health deficit.
And right now, Super Hot Crew has to think of a way to come back into this game in a bit.
Is it jungler top or top jungle?
Top jungler.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we do see the top hitting level 6, Ryze also 6. Kassadin still at 5 with teleport down. However, he is going to gain access to his ult soon starting.
Oh, and we have a pause coming out. Now, this is an important part of the match. This is when things really change up because
people have the opportunity to talk, to discuss.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
And it looks like Shorter Ace has to disconnect for a little bit, but what I want to talk about...
No, actually, I believe the power went out.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
On their breaker.
You're right.
So, this is an issue that we have run into in the past. I asked you all to stay patient. Luckily, we took the time to put the stream on a different power breaker. So we are here to entertain you while we get this resolved.
Now, this is a very important part of the game for Super Hot Crew because they're about to hit level 6.
Getting back into it, guys. Thank you for waiting. So, we did analyze that dragon fight to death. We'll see if any of us were right. For all we know, it could just be like a Thresh 1v5 where he gets the ace.
That would be interesting. And that would, I mean, whoever takes a dragon is going to get a huge momentum shift in their favor.
The early dragon, what's the statistic? Like 80% of teams who take dragon first win the game? It's something huge. It's like a massive
defending the pink ward.
Stat.
Oh, and he's getting
the bait in
3v2.
And he flashes out, but it does look like Lee Sin is going to be able to follow up his Q, and she still has dragon kick up. That's an easy secure kill on Annie. Gives it to Caitlyn.
Annie goes down, gets caught, and
I like how they're targeting Annie. They know, hey, we're gonna knock Annie out of the game.
Yep.
This is the time to take dragon.
Yes.
Annie's down. She's still level 5.
Kassadin at blue buff. They might get picked off here, and it looks like they stole blue buff. Neither Vi nor Kassadin have it. My goodness.
So this is perfect for TBD. They set up their dragon engagement because now not only does Annie have to return to lane, get some creeps.
Ezreal gets kicked away.
The dragon kick. And the lantern was not taken by Lee Sin, but he is trying to duke it out with Ezreal here, and the ult will probably pick it up. Ooh.
That
brutal.
Is Caitlyn at its finest with that.
Very tough for
ace in the hole.
Super Hot Crew's bot lane. That was a rough fight to lose.
Very
we actually have Vi, Shorter Race's Vi coming in here looking
to get the other blue.
Oh, here comes Renekton though.
Good choice by Shorter Ace to back away there. They could have lost.
I think that was really... I think he was aiming to distract them from Dragon.
That might have been him.
Because he really didn't. He really didn't accomplish anything.
Right.
It might have been that he might have been looking to tackle Rise at the blue timing or something along those lines, but
He's looking for a pick.
he served a different purpose of get away from Dragon.
Yes.
However, it does look like Lee Sin, Caitlyn, and Thresh are going to be able to 3-man it successfully.
They've gone the Dragon. They've gotten 2 kills.
They've
taken away the blue buff,
buff.
and they've secured their own. Currently, TBD is looking dominating.
Fantastic. They've also got the tower from bot.
And Annie is still level 5. She hasn't had the chance to get her Tibbers out. She's been being picked on, and it's the perfect choice because Ezreal isn't the easiest to pick off, and they ended up getting the kill anyways on Ezreal after that because Annie
didn't have any support.
Right.
And I think full credit to Defon there.
Yes,
because
definitely.
that play of luring them in to kill the pink ward was brilliant because Annie was forced to sit there. Well, she wasn't forced, but she was convinced. She was convinced to sit there. She had the lure out. They didn't have River warded. They didn't know Lee Sin was going to be there.
Yeah,
and it was
beautiful hook.
Beautiful hook timing. It was just perfect. Really opened up the possibilities.
And here comes an engagement by
Short
TBD.
Ace does flash and Vault Breaker out after eating the exhaust and the flash.
And they spent Vial on that, and this is starting to look a little bad for... They've spent the Vial, haven't got a kill to award.
And it does look like Jinyi is starting to catch up in top lane, though. She is behind on the CS, but she's now managing to battle Renekton. It's no longer her running away. It's her fighting him. And that's a big difference.
Goes in!
Ooh, Lee Sin looking to make a play in mid lane. Does manage to lead a ton of damage on Kassadin.
And the Kassadin getting a little over-aggressive. And look at the ward control on the side of TBD. Really strong wards.
Bot lane is lit up, especially. It looks like they're going to rotate mid. Classic. Let's take bot tower and rotate mid, grab the mid tower.
Really pushing the pressure onto Super Hot Crew. Just kind of forcing their advantage right now. And they're definitely ahead in strength. 4-man mid. Looks like Vi goes in.
Just looking to a desperate defensive play to get them off the tower. Oh, actually, Ezreal does manage to pick up kill there. And they still have the tower up. That was actually really well played by Flay. There it is.
With the flash.
Kassadin is here, but I don't think he's going to be able to secure a kill on anyone. Ezreal managing to zone off the remaining team, and both tops locked in combat, unable to come help at threat of losing their respective tower.
Ace in a hole, chunks Ezreal
down low. Doesn't quite seal it, but I think the important part was that they fought under the tower. They didn't lose. They lost, what, one? They lost one?
Super Hot Crew lost 2. TBD lost their Lee Sin, but TBD also gets the tower.
They took the tower, and they got the kills. The kill advantage as well.
So 2 towers and 1 dragon in their name under their belt.
And now they're starting to operate at a large kill advantage. So, there's the ult trades. Pretty much what we expected from the top lane. Both very, very safe.
Yes, a 5k gold lead for TBD. And Super Hot Crew needs to look for a way to turtle up, gain back a little bit of gold, and find a pick. They really need to pull apart TBD because right now TBD is so much stronger in terms of the gold and EXP difference. That
it's going to be really, it's going to take so much of a...
And look at this. This is exactly the kind of play they need to do. Just trying to pick away team members.
They're both there waiting for the Lee Sin, and they have the pings going out for him, but I don't think he's going to fall for it. Meanwhile, he is rotating mid for Kassadin. We see some pings coming out. We have defensive pings as well. Warning of the Lee Sin. Good Rift Walk. Manages to dodge.
Kassadin now beginning to show the strength of that pick.
We've got Renekton beating down on the tower. We've actually got Vi engaging on Lee Sin there.
Ooh,
Kassadin coming in to help. There's a good ult. However, he does manage to hop over to Rise with an effective disengage.
And unfortunately, no kills. And this is the issue. They're tanky enough that they will survive these engagements, and Super Hot Crew is spending ultimates and resources trying to poke these guys down.
Getting anything for it.
So that's, again, another Vial down without any kills to reward themselves with.
And they're looking to steal this blue again, it looks like. Definitely trying to contest it. And I think Super Hot Crew will manage to secure this. They have the manpower.
Yep, and the jungler isn't anywhere nearby.
But Rise coming around. Wow. He's actually going to pincer this team, but he chooses to back up after Thresh falls so quickly.
Really nice all-in onto the Thresh, gets the kill, and blue buff goes on
quickly.
To Kassadin.
If they had taken even just a couple frames longer to do that, it would have opened up, Rise would have had the time to walk around and, just evaporate somebody.
A very, very technical pick there. This is exactly what Super Hot Crew needs. They need to pick off enemy members of TBD, and they need to secure their objectives once again. And they're quickly losing map control right now. Look at this 2v1 top lane. They're going to lose that tower, and if Shyvana dies, then they're going to have map control all across the map here.
Shyvana did finish her Sunfire, so she is going to be a bit stronger in terms of just overall pushing capabilities, but Renekton's probably got the gold for his as well. He's probably going to back and get that. However, he is going to take a bit of tower damage from this aggressive Shyvana.
Shyvana can't die for Renekton right now. He still has that Dominus, and that's going to give him a lot of fighting strength, but it looks like he's going to choose to back.
Well, if he leaves, she could take the tower. Level 10, Twin Bite, she could take the tower.
And I think Renekton can stand up to Shyvana on an even...
Oh, here comes Vi. They can dive with Vi. She's got her ult up. She's got Vault Breaker. Oh,
he's going to dash away.
Quick slice and dice. Get out of there.
And it looks like they're going to decide to just go for the tower. A smart choice. But Ryze coming up from the back and Lee Sin even farther back. They're going for that 3v2 again.
Quick reinforcement. Excellent rotation by Ryze to discourage that tower attempt.
Yep. Xingyi going to try to stay as long as he can. He really needs to catch back up in farm.
Oh, Ryze still 5-0. And Caitlyn also 4-1.
They've really been feeding a lot of those kills to their carries, and
it's worked out well for them. I mean, who cares if Thresh has 3 deaths? Yes. You know, he's doing his job. He's keeping Ryze and Caitlyn alive, and he's giving them the food that they desperately need.
Getting that assist gold, and those hooks have been working out so well for TBD.
Yes, they have. We've actually got some pings going out for the Dragon, which just respawned.
Second Dragon of the game.
And it looks like we have
Super Hot Crew.
We've got Vi coming in to contest, so it looks like it's going to be a 4v4 here.
And they do have warding in this area.
Got the teleport as well.
Nice. Onto the Ryze. Box comes out, and Vi's
lots of damage out on Vi. Also eats the Ignite there.
Nearly got the Ryze with that Ezreal ultimate.
Oh, this pans back over to the action, and Annie also singled out.
Lee Sin on the side.
Lee Sin just barely doesn't manage to escape Ezreal. However, with that CC coming out from Ryze, they are going to be able to secure just 3 kills.
And that's really kind of the downside of Ezreal is he just couldn't put out enough damage.
So they are going to get the Dragon, which is great.
Really
just wow.
Meanwhile,
top lane, Shyvana doing what she can to try and even the odds. Pushing up to an interior tower, taking it down to what looks like it'll be about 30% before she's forced to leave. That was about as much as Xingyi could do.
Yeah.
He took the exterior tower, got some damage on the interior tower. He created a threat to that inhibitor. In the event that they do win a team engagement, they have the option of attacking an inhibitor. And that's not something that TBD does at the moment. Right now, they're like, we can win a trade, we can win a fight, we can go secure global objectives, but we're not. They're not as push-oriented.
Right.
That's not really their focus right now. Their focus is, let's get more ahead.
Exactly. It's going to be a bit before they can start doing big dives and forcing towers, but they do have that Renekton, and he's got that Sunfire finish, picking up, moving towards the Spear of Visage.
Yep.
So he's going to be able to tank quite a bit in just a moment.
We have Ryze jockeying it out. Starting to get brave, and he's got the kills.
And we've seen this situation before.
Oh, Lee Sin jumping onto Annie there. And don't think... he barely misses
another
the hook.
Q.
But
and
with Ryze outputting just so much damage.
And
easy pick off on Annie. And see, this is brilliant. They have shut down Annie.
Yes.
All game. Literally all game. She died. She was forced into just so many troublesome situations in lane. Ate a lot of good ganks.
Yeah.
And
they're really exposing the weakness of an Annie support pick in that lack of mobility. And they're utilizing their ward advantage and their vision control and their tower advantage.
Ooh, looks like we might pick up a kill on Lee Sin here. But the enhanced mobility of Safeguard is strong.
Oh, nice lantern.
He does still have... Oh, there's the kill. Kassadin using his second Rift Walk to try and secure the kill on Lee Sin, but the mobility. The mobility.
And just that good amount of health to be able to survive the burst from the Kassadin.
He did, he rushed the the Spirit of the Golem.
You're right.
So, that gives him quite a bit of tankiness.
Yeah. Normally people like to go for
and he also looked like he's going for a second defensive item as well.
Yeah.
Compared to Vi, who needs the Brutalizer, she needs the, be it the Hydra or the Blade of the Ruined King or whatever you choose to build.
Right.
She needs some damage because she has a very strong capability of outputting damage late game.
Yeah.
With Densing Blows, and that's more of a role that she needs to dedicate
have
herself
that option
towards.
of just building full tank.
Yeah, because, especially if you look at it, her team, outside of massive single-shot spells, is very bursty. It's not very sustained.
Yeah.
We were talking about Kassadin, burst, Annie, burst. Ezreal, also, he's kind of off. He's more sustained, but you're not going to be seeing him.
Damage value
you're not going to be seeing him, Vayne auto-attacking an entire team to death. You need some kind of sustained damage to keep yourself in a fight after you blow your abilities, and Vi is the one who's going to bring that.
And especially when the Kassadin is behind because of getting shut down. He only has a Rod of Ages and a Tear, and that Tear is not going to be stacking up for a while.
It's not going to compare to the, the Abyssal Scepter. I think that's what he's building. We'll see.
Yeah.
Abyssal Scepter.
Well, yeah, looks like an Abyssal Scepter.
Or maybe he picked up the Negatron Cloak early, and we'll see what he gets.
Yeah.
He's got the gold to get what he wants, I think is the point.
They currently, Super Hot Crew just doesn't have the items to have the damage value to overcome the health pools of TBD, and we saw so many times, 3 different occasions where Vi has chosen to ult a character on TBD and hasn't been able to finish the kill.
I think it's interesting that the Annie player decided...
Oh, the flash
there it is. He does manage to secure Caitlyn with a follow-up ult from Vi, and there's going to be lots of disengage, but the Ignite is going to finish it out, and Shyvana is here.
She is going fantastic initiation from Super Hot Crew.
And we're just seeing really all that mobility coming into play, especially Kassadin running such a strong train on his targets.
The coordination was beautiful.
I loved how they got the Annie initiate, right?
Yes.
And then right as Annie flashed, Vi was already ulting her.
Yeah.
So it was just...
It's really quite good coordination.
Or sorry, right as Caitlyn flashed, Vi was already ulting her. Definitely secured that kill, and that's the kind of synergy of the ultimate potential we were talking about.
Here comes more picks.
And Shyvana is just going to be really... She's finished her Cutlass.
Yep.
And her Merc Treads. That's all the damage she's going to need to be scary.
Yeah.
And she can just really 1v1 anybody.
Chasing down TBD.
Yep. Outputted a huge amount of damage on a Rise there, especially.
Yeah.
After he got locked down by the combined force of Super Hot Crew's 3 team members really fell quite quickly. He doesn't have, the Realities. Yeah, he doesn't have the Frozen Heart. Or the Archangel's shield, so...
And that last team fight was a strong demonstration of how Super Hot Crew would have liked to play their level 6
the rest of the
early.
game. I think you're going to be seeing... Because Super Hot Crew has... I think it's safe to say that they're the more experienced team.
Right.
It's clear. It's been shown from their solo Q ratings or just overall in their skirmish experience that they have just a great amount of experience to use as reference. So I'm confident that they have confidence in their late game team play.
Yes.
They may have lost the lanes, but they're confident in their synergy of rotations and team objectives, and it's shown. Yeah. They may have taken some...
and here
Annie
is
does
a
get caught out.
theme in this match. Annie just being picked off all the time.
So we ate the... Oh, man, that's going to be rough. They're not going to have her for the next engagement. She did burn Tibbers as well to try and desperately escape that situation.
And it just seems
losing Dragon again.
Every time Annie gets picked off,
they lose the engagement. When they did have the one time they had Annie, they dominated the engagement.
The Flash Tibbers only really caught Caitlyn, but that was all they needed.
Yep, that was really... Because if you can turn a 5v5 into a 5v4... It's more than the sum of the champion.
Right.
And we're strongly pushing up to mid tower here.
It's going to be 5v4 for a little longer, but Annie is going to respawn and rush back down to the mid lane. So they're going to try to siege. I'm not sure how successful this will be.
Annie is up. She doesn't have Tibbers, though. I'm not sure how aware they are of the cooldown, but this is the time to go.
Oh, and the hook. Nice.
Excellent Rift Walk. That could have... I was almost expecting him to go in with the lantern anyway.
Yeah. Good awareness on both sides. Kassadin realizing that he would get hooked, Rift walked that instant to push himself farther into the back line. Thresh, realizing that he wasn't going to be able to follow his hook, decides to just let it go.
They did manage to protect the tower. It is at a fraction of health though, so I don't think it's gonna realistically stand up against any type of siege. You know, any champion could really just walk up and auto attack it.
Now, if there's one thing Super Hot Crew really has to focus on right now is keeping their Annie alive. Their Annie needs to be more aware of the rotations that the enemy team is utilizing, keeping herself safe, because she has only really made an impact in one of the team fights so far, and they have lost 3 dragons due to Annie just being decimated.
I'll admit, you know, as a support player myself, it's kind of hard to, because you need to be kind of aggressive in your map presence.
Yes.
You need to be roaming mid, roaming bot, supporting bot. Just kind of walking around in an unwarded jungle because you're the one putting the wards out there. Yes. And actually looks like Shyvana getting caught by Ryze. Flashes into the wall, doesn't quite make it over, but here's Lee Sin.
And
does manage to cut off her escape path.
And a lot of resources spent on that Shyvana.
She was very far extended into the top lane, pushing up, split pushing up there, which was, you know, a honorable attempt, but without the ward coverage in blue side top jungle, proved to be fatal.
And they will get the bottom turret for this, so at least they will make up that Shyvana death.
We see Lee Sin circling around here. It looks like he might pick up an initiate on Kassadin. Nope.
Ooh, misses the
here as well.
Misses the wave there. And it looks like they're a little bit lost, I feel like TBD is. They're trying to just walk around the map and like pick off people, but I feel like aside from Shyvana, Super Hot Crew is playing pretty safe.
They are. Like I mentioned earlier, they're very experienced. They're confident in their late game team synergy.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show because TBD was very successful picking off lanes.
Yes.
And maybe they're trying to snowball that or to apply that to the mid game, but it's not going to be as effective because it's no longer the laning game. Yeah. Now you're going to have reinforcements. It's not going to be, oh, let's tackle bottom because, whoa, Shyvana's there.
Yes.
You know, it's a completely different game.
And finally, it looks like they're
rotating
refocusing
top.
their attention on the top side, which is very important because the Baron is really the next big objective they need to focus on. They need more wards in this jungle. They need more counter wards, trinkets, red trinkets. Oh, and Caitlyn might get picked off here.
Ooh.
A nice Vault Breaker to start. Ultimate still available. Shorter Ace in for the flash. Gets the ultimate on the Ryze. And here comes Kassadin and Shyvana for the kill onto Ryze. Ezreal coming in. The rest of TBD on the backside of the red buff.
They do manage to save Lee Sin, but without Caitlyn or Ryze.
And what a trade. They are all
Super Hot Crew
topside.
is really positioned to take whatever they want on the map, and they are pinging mid-interior tower.
Wow, and what a nice initiative. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. TBD just seemed a little bit lost. They needed ward control on the top side of the jungle. They didn't have it, and guess what happened? Vi came from the bush into Caitlyn. Then they made picks on both the AD carry and the mid lane.
It's going to be... It doesn't look like they actually have the push. I guess they are split pushing, though. We do have Shyvana tackling top.
Yes, and split push is one of the trademarks of Super Hot Crew. They really like to employ the split push strategy.
Although without Vi here, you know, it's clear that their goal, more than anything, is just to apply pressure. They're not actually looking for an inhibitor, or else Vi would be here to support.
They're trying to delay the bounce back by TBD right now.
And they are catching up. They've got, however, the lead has decreased.
Yes.
Now they're actually behind in towers. They're still got, you know, 2k gold in advantage. You know, they've still got
dragons.
Still got the large rod on Ryze, or whatever. Or I guess he actually never bought that.
The Abyssal Scepter and the Rod of Ages. The tier has got to be pretty close to stacking.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I wonder if I can check it from here. 750. It is full.
So it's just a matter of gold before that Archangel staff comes out, and that.
Clustering in that bush right outside of the Blues wall.
They're really hard to make picks, but I really feel like they just don't have a coherent game plan.
It's going to be tough. I mean, look, who are you going to pick? Are you going besides Annie? your really only option is to pick Annie because everybody else is too mobile.
Yeah.
Vault
So
Breaker, Ult, Dragon Form, Rift Walk, Blink. You're not going to catch any other member, and that's why they've been tunnel visioning Annie all game.
Yes.
Because they've
And right
identified
now,
this is the only character we can actually catch.
that was a weakness that I feel like Super Hot Crew has started to realize and is starting to shift their gameplay. Annie is staying farther in the back. They're moving around as a group
She's
a little
playing
more,
from behind.
as a group.
Ooh, we actually do
She
see a
getting
hook
caught.
on Shyvana there, but that
Shyvana-
might not be what they were looking for.
Wow, and look at that initiation. All the members of TBD gathered for that tip result.
Renekton going in
the back
deep,
line.
1v3ing the majority of Super Hot Crew there. However, he doesn't quite have the
my
damage to leave that
goodness.
out. We are going to see a kill on Vi there by
And guess
Rise.
what you cannot do? You cannot run against the Kassadin. Here he comes,
It's-
rift walking. One more rift walk and a combo will take down the Thresh. Will he get
is
it?
under
Here
the
he comes.
tower.
Oh, and he gets the triple kill for the ace. Yuyi coming back in strong form. He was down in the early game, but
Yes,
now
he
look at
was.
his scoreline: 5, 3, and 10, even on CS with his counterpart laner.
I
Wow.
don't think we're going to be seeing Kassadin getting stomped anytime soon in this game.
And this is exactly why this pick is so strong. You cannot keep him down.
It's literally like, I mean, people joke about it all the time. Required CS to win game, 30. And it's, to be honest, it's kind of true. What items do you need? You don't. You need to be level 16. That's what matters. Let's roll with the base damage on Null Sphere. Let's go with just the mechanical advantage of my ultimate. And what else could you ask for in a champion?
Just high mobility,
High damage, high escape. Because not only... Because mobility is a really broad term, but I think
Yeah.
feel like it should be clarified. Because like a lot of people consider Vi to be a mobile champion, but in reality, she's mobile as an initiator.
Dragon number 4, Ezreal coming in.
Nope, not quite. Underestimated the damage.
Not quite.
Really, you just have to guess.
So far, TBD still secures objective control for now. Towers are starting to drop for TBD. Team fights are starting to go in Super Hot Crew's favor. The gold lead is decreasing ever so slightly. If this trend continues, it won't be 2 minutes or 3 minutes until Super Hot Crew starts having full control of this game, and TBD still hasn't taken Baron. That's soon going to be an objective that they can't afford to take anymore. Shyvana positioned to all in this
Renekton
Renekton.
is going to be able to face Shyvana this
Here
point of the
comes
game.
Lee Sin.
Whoop. Even still, she's so
Oh, and
tanky.
still going
from
in.
just the Veil and the Sunfire. She's really
Ah,
both of them.
Yuya getting caught out.
Kassadin, no! What are you doing?
Oh, and the Annie is exposed once again. She does have Tibbers and stun, but it looks like they're just going to get out of there.
Good follow-up on the hook.
Look at Shyvana from the back.
She needs to get out of there. Rise is scary. Rise will hurt her.
Yes, and it looks like they're going to go for Baron off of this. Annie is down.
We
Kassadin
do
is down.
have the counter smite. Also, Vault Breaker alone does a huge amount of
Shyvana
damage.
ultimate is up. Ezreal ultimate is up. That's going to be a lot of damage in a pit, but will Ezreal survive the onslaught of...
Doesn't have the... Oh,
Triple ult's
excellent
being
combo
used.
there. The ults are down. They can now contest this Baron.
Baron at
Shyvana's ult is going to... Oh, it doesn't quite... So much damage going on to
They're going
Shyvana
to turn
there.
around on this Shyvana. Down goes Xin Yi. Continuing on to the Baron. Smite is still an option for Super Hot Crew. What is going to happen in these next few moments? Vault Breaker in, getting focused down. They stop damage on the Baron. Will Shyvana...
Baron is
will Vi
not
survive
low
long
enough. They're just turning full focus on Navai.
And it looks like they won't be able to do it. A Smite will secure Baron for TBD, and Super Hot Crew fails the Baron pit encounter.
That was, to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot they could do. After that rough engagement for them where Kassadin fell, that was really what did it.
Yeah.
Because not only were they forced to retreat, they lost Annie in the process. They didn't have... And then by the time their positioning came into play to re-engage at Baron, you know, we saw them lose... I'm going to move the camera for a bit, guys. We saw them lose Rise, was it?
Yeah, Rise
Rise
got triple ulted
got triple ulted
by
right there.
Ezreal, Shyvana, and Vi. Picked off immediately.
Which was great, because that way he wasn't there to stop them from attempting to contest the Baron.
Right.
The issue is that, you know, we had a great... Ezreal was there, assaulting with skill shots over the wall, getting some damage in, making it threatening for them to stay. But the problem was, in the end, that they made the wise decision of completely stopping Baron right outside of smite range.
Just
and then
slowly picking off.
And then if you notice, what else they did is they actually just body blocked Vi, because Vi tried to walk over there to like to smash it or just to even get some damage to put it within smite range, but they just three-man made a physical wall of their champions to prevent her from doing that.
Very, very good Baron play by TBD, and a more amateur team would have let that Baron drop low enough that Vi could steal it, but they had the presence of mind to just
It was a very quick shot called stop all damage on Baron.
Yep.
And Caitlyn is taking the mid tower.
Very good use of that Baron buff. They're going to move over the top lane, and now is when the outer turrets will start falling. And TBD was just kind of waiting around for most of the big game, but the instant they got Baron, now they're pushing lanes.
They're like, okay, we've seen the potential of their late, and does miss
really
the hook
close.
by a fraction of an inch. As I was saying, how in the jockeying position across this ball.
And he gets caught
does
again.
Get singled out. She's got the ignite on her, but she should live.
Oh, and she does. Ezreal being picked on by Lee Sin. In comes the Vi. Shyvana from the side.
Super Hot Crew
in an awkward spot gets flayed back. Has to flash
out.
Here comes the Ezreal.
He is safe.
That.
But Shyvana is taking so much damage. They do manage to pick off Thresh, which is actually really probably the best person they could have grabbed for this situation, because he is their sieger. You know, he's the person who's going to throw a hook under the tower and make that engage realistic.
Right. He is the one who starts it all. And it looks like a Q coming out, but Lisa's not going to want to follow that up.
Now with Annie up,
that was close.
With Annie up, they have the CC.
Here comes the pressure. Vi in with the
and here's the Tibbers.
Wow, and look at this initiation by Super Hot Crew, kicking the Kassadin away. Kassadin just leaks in, tries to pick down the Caitlyn, and the team fight continues to rage on. Ezreal from the backside, putting in the autos. He's going to flash backwards, does not want to be all in by the Renekton.
Tibbers still out. Renekton is just, oh my gosh, man-moding with dominance up, picking up the double. And Annie's going to fall to Caitlyn's auto attacks here, as does have double buff, but I don't think he's going to be able to contest Caitlyn at this time.
Just the AD carries alive right now, and Caitlyn is going to be able to siege his tower. Ezreal has a much more difficult time handling this 1v1 matchup.
So, wow. Annie surviving that ignite by the skin of her teeth and coming back to that engage.
Did you see the damage on that ace in the hole? Oh my goodness.
Oh man, it's the last whisper is really what does it.
That was a 4v5 for TBD, and they ended up taking down
effectively
4
winning. They effectively won because they got the tower, and that was their objective. And that was actually stunning for me, because when I saw, I think probably the issue was that Kassadin jumped a little too deep.
He tried.
You saw him get blown up really fast. And you know, one of the issues with Kassadin, or sorry, not issues, but one of the things you have to itemize for as Kassadin is defense. That's why you see him get the Roa. That's why he gets the shield from Archangels. But at this time, he doesn't have the Zonias, so he's gonna still take a lot of damage.
What comes out? Looks like they're trying to make another pick.
Lee Sin, talk about tanks. Lee Sin.
Look at how the bars are on.
He's got Sunfire, Banshee's Veil, 4,000 health.
This is going to be a really important encounter. This is the first time in the game that Super Hot Crew is going to contest the Baron. Oh my goodness!
That's one of the uses of Ace in the Hole that you see more and more in competitive play, is the harass. Let's prevent you from ever having the potential to engage because you're at half health.
Yeah, and that pushed them. Oh my god, and the Annie gets caught again! This is
with Renekton and Ryze, she is easily going to fall. We actually see Kassadin and Shyvana looking to zone.
Lee Sin tried to do the kick. Ezreal, very good ethereal shift there.
We do pull Shyvana.
They're not going to kill Shyvana anytime soon.
There we go. And, oh man, TBD.
Here comes the hook. Kassadin being caught once again. And they are
such
really
immense pressure being put out even under their tower.
Look at Ryze pushing away 3 members of Super Hot Crew. He is not scared.
No, he's not. Why should he be? He's huge. Look at him. He's reaching that late game. He's level 17. 14.
Inhibitor turret is now down. Inhibitor being worked on, and they are going to lose a bot inhib. That means another free Baron in the future for TBD, but they might be looking to end the game right now. Renekton taking up that tower. Vi goes in. Vi Vault Breakers onto the Rise. Ezreal being caught out. He's taking a lot of damage.
Shyvana's AoE under these situations is just going to be so valuable, easily clearing through Thresh.
Look at that damage from Shyvana. Takes down 2 onto the Caitlyn now. Uses that Blade of the Ruin King.
Renekton coming back to peel.
Shyvana is taking no damage right now, just continuing to pile driver onto Caitlyn.
There's the ace in the hole. Does pick up the kill on Shyvana. As she bravely puts the team where it needs to be.
Wow. And Ezreal's still chasing. Oh my god, the flash burned by Renekton.
He has the chase potential.
Here comes Kimura. And will he do more?
He could have also... No, it looks like he's playing it safe, deciding to back off. He didn't have vision of Renekton in that bush.
Yeah.
So he didn't chase the Renekton.
They couldn't quite get all the counter kills that they needed.
Yes.
Very good push by TBD. Secures the inhibitor. And the story of this game has to be the Annie getting caught.
Yes.
And then to follow that up, in the last 2 or 3 team fights, Kassadin has been unfortunately in a poor position.
It has.
He's been rift walking.
And I don't think it's Thix's fault. You know, really, there's only so much that can be accredited to poor positioning when in reality it's great positioning by the opposing team.
Exactly.
They're making it their goal. They're saying, hey, it's Annie. Let's get here. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've seen them zoning and trying to like wedge the team apart so they can choose where to allocate their team members.
Yeah.
So
nice word from Lee Sin. Across that
right
wall.
over the wall.
Yeah, and you're
so
absolutely right.
The wedge, like their team in the bot jungle. Oh, we actually have an ace in the hole blocked by Shyvana.
They're pushing and pulling Super Hot Crew apart and really just poking through any weakness in their defense.
We've got pings going out for bot lane to be defended, I assume.
Right, the
for
inhibitor's down.
side.
This is why it's a free Baron. You have to do something about that bot lane or else you're going to lose your...
they may choose to simply fight it out and then go back and defend. If they have confidence that they can win this engage, but that's going to be tough. I mean, you've got the traps down. It's going to be really tough for them to contest this Baron.
Kassadin is in the back lane. Now, Kassadin does have teleport, so he can come back into this fight at any moment. Baron dropping really low now. Are they going to attempt to steal? Here it comes! Smite used! Blue team gets it. Lee Sin does secure that Baron. Ultimate down
Shyvana dropping really low there.
Kassadin now in the fight. Ezreal trying to do what he can in the back line. Renekton is up against Ezreal. He's going to need to hop over that wall, and he does. Does he have barrier? He's going to get ace in the hole. Kassadin blocks that shot. Rift walk.
Does manage to rift walk out of Call the Meek there.
And a Blade of the Ruin King will allow Ezreal to run away for now. And every single other member of Super Hot Crew is down.
Let's talk about Rise.
Yes.
The ability, like just enabling Rise to sit there and simply go through his spells one by one and completely evaporate
and it looks
the remainder of Super Hot Crew.
The end of Super Hot Crew here as TBD takes down a Nexus turret.
We were trash talking the Rise pick from the beginning, and we were wrong. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was really about that 4-0.
It was the